I wonder if this is something that's happened to you sometimes as well. So sometimes in jiu-jitsu, you're forcing a move, you're trying to get it, you're trying to add it to your repertoire, you're trying it and you're trying it and you're trying it, and to minimum results, it doesn't really work too well. And then sometimes you're forced off the mat, injury, infection, scheduling, life, this, that, and the other, whatever. You're forced off the mat for a good while. And when you get back on the mat, it kind of becomes part of your game without really thinking about it. I wonder what part of your subconscious fucking assimilates that into your game. Maybe it's because when you start rolling again after all that time off, it's quite open. You're not working on integrated systems that you've just built up and patterns. You're just kind of openly trying to figure things out on the fly in a more open way. How many more times can I say open? Open my mouth for this chicken breast. Review the chicken breast from Lidl. Pretty solid as far as cooked chicken breasts go. I would say Tesco maybe is slightly better, but it's almost twice the price. Fuck that. Sometimes as well with plateaus, especially in jiu-jitsu, grappling, martial arts, you can feel plateaued as fuck. And it can be very tricky to get past them because it's not as measurable as how many plates you put on a bar. It's really hard to measure. You do good one day, you don't do good the other. 3 months go by, you don't know if you've gotten better. It's hard to measure. A method you can use to get past plateaus is, especially if you just grind rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds, is once you get to a point where you just feel so ground down, if you can, get into the gym, especially if you get an infection, injury or something, where you're not on the mat, but you can still watch, because you'll notice things and you'll add things to your game that can happen in 5 minutes of watching people in a really focused way that wouldn't happen over hours and hours and hours of forcing yourself through rounds. I've got to be really careful not to spill any chicken juice around. I guess I could try and make a sandwich with the ancient grain roll. That'd make a fucking mess. Yeah. I'd rather just get the bread and the chicken myself, and I'd get much better macros. I've gotten about, how many grams of protein? 60 grams of protein here for 450 calories, something like that. Much better than a sandwich full of meal. Mildly cutting. I want to be in striking distance of weight for the end of July. End of July seems really good. I'm in shape, feel good in sparring, and there's lots of events there. So I want to be able to jump in whatever happens. This morning was strength and conditioning, unit 29. Jiu-jitsu at Northeast Jiu-jitsu. More jiu-jitsu tonight. 2 hours of teaching it at MFA. And then about an hour and a half of training it. And I'm going to make sure to hit the bags. Holding pads for Harry. Fight week. Nothing too crazy for him. You know, you don't want to overcook the goose. I've never cooked a goose. I don't know how tricky a job it is to cook a goose. But whatever you do, don't overcook it. I mean, I guess an overcooked goose is better than an undercooked goose. Are they a salmonella risk? Yeah, he's sharp as fuck. Harry's sharp as fuck. Gonna hold pads. Don't know how many. Maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Not at a crazy pace. And then Leon Arms is getting strangled about. Can't find a fucking multi-directional hoe anywhere. All the bodybuilder style reps feel really good with the muscular endurance. I'm like 82.5. I'd want to just be around 80 by mid-June, and then I can just jump on a weight cut anytime. I need to find a B&M. B&M? Not a B&M. A B&Q. Bargains and madness. Electrolytes up the wazoo. Driest meal in existence. Couldn't actually find the calories for this. think it's about 200. Well, the Morrison's one's 200, but the little one wasn't on MyFitnessPal. I'm choosing all the dry food for jaw training. Get that wacko jaw. Arrgh. And then just eat Philip Minoru Kimura's punch like it's fuck all. I've run out of things.